Rationality. This is one of my absolute deepest interests and is something I've been fascinated by for such a long time. If you've been following my Instagram at all, you'll see that I have endless amounts of books and recommendations on the topic. So what is rationality? Rationality is the field concerned with the most efficient and effective ways to achieve your goals. It is comprised of two sub-disciplines: epistemic rationality, which is about your beliefs, and instrumental rationality, which is about your actions. And the two obviously circle back and forth. What we believe informs what we do, and what we do informs what we believe. Epistemic rationality is the question of how do you know what you know? And when you encounter new evidence, how do you update beliefs that are based on historical data? Instrumental rationality, on the other hand, is based on, given this is my goal and these are my beliefs about the environment, what is the best action that I should take? Epistemic rationality is more about ensuring you have accurate beliefs and a map that better matches the territory of the world. And to dive into that analogy really quickly, we all use maps to navigate things, but the map is not the territory. When you open Google Maps and there's a little blue dot in the middle and that's you, that's just a representation of you. And when there's grey streets with white blocks surrounding them, those aren't the road or the buildings. They are representations of them. And this is what happens in our minds. We do not perfectly see the world and people for what they are. We have these mental representations, and the maps can include things that don't actually appear in the world, which is a false positive, or they can not include things that are actually significant things within the real world, false negatives. So the act of continually updating your map and ensuring it better and better matches the territory is the domain of epistemic rationality. How you do that is a variety of things. Parts of that are fallacies and biases. As humans, we've got certain tendencies and ways that our mind likes to pull thoughts in certain directions. We tend to be bad at planning. We tend to anchor on the first number or value that we hear in a series of numbers. There's confirmation bias, a recency bias. There's many of them, okay? And these, over time, subtly detach the map from the territory. You've also then got the study of language and semantics and ensuring that you have more granular words to more accurately describe what you're seeing in reality and thinking concepts that are better representations of that. Moving towards almost a more spiritual level is you've got mindfulness and acceptance of the way things are. So something like Buddhism is actually very strongly related to this part of rationality because it teaches you to not be too attached to things and to project onto the world, just accept the world as it is. And that's one of the hardest parts of epistemic rationality. You do not get to see what you want to see. You just see what is there, accept it, update your beliefs, and then instrumental rationality is about what we do from there. Instrumental rationality, on the other hand, how do we decide what is the best action to take and how do we make that the most highly leveraged action possible? That can be made up of fields such as decision making, probability, and even at a more self-development level, and then at a more self-development level, what are the most highly scalable attributes and activities you can develop or undertake to make you more effective in the world. And simple examples of this might be gaining money. The more money you have, the more effective you can be in several ways. Persuasion, that's really scalable. Your ability to socially communicate and meet goals through social means, or even your attractiveness. That is a highly transferable skill across many domains. Calling attractiveness a skill, that's not what I meant. But it improves how almost all of your life plays out. So that's a rough lay of the land of rationality. It is the field concerned with the most effective and efficient achievement of goals, and goals are based on values. The values you have will shape the ultimate ends you're aiming for. Rationality is then comprised of epistemic rationality, ensuring you have accurate beliefs, and instrumental rationality, ensuring you take the best action based on your goals and those beliefs. And then it is the practice and interplay of those two things that we need to work on while living our lives. One of the reasons that rationality is so important is because it's a highly trainable skill. It's not something that's genetically determined and is not really susceptible to influence beyond a certain point. It really is. And the second reason that it's important, not just that we can work on it, is that it has profound impacts. It is not a small scale thing, but it appears to have an influence on life outcomes that is comparable to something like IQ, which is much more set in stone and not trainable. I believe how smart you are is comprised of your IQ and your rationality. And the fact we have this massive lever that we can work on with your rationality and influence the level of decisions that you make in your life and the quality of the outcomes you achieve, I think is a godsend, for lack of a better term.